Please severely restrict himself to 5 minutes. No, that's a joke. If everyone's exceeding time, and so will I when my turn comes, why should you restrict? But please have your say.
Anand, thank you. I'll just go there. See me on panels because at that stage I'm mostly a screamer rather than a speaker. But my show on NewsX has taught me to behave, and so now I'm doing a little bit of speaking. You know, when Amit came to me a couple of months ago, and it's very important that I bring this out. The idea of Modi Stole My Mask was actually Amit's idea. Amit had sent me an article, 2 articles actually, the first one. And he sent me the message and he said, you know, I've sent you the article and I liked it very much. In 10 minutes it was up on the Goa Chronicle after we did the grammar check, which we sometimes miss. And he was surprised that, you know, I put the article up. So I turned around to him and said, you know, I'm a very pompous writer myself. You know, and it's very rare that I appreciate people's writing, but for the first time I must tell you, you write better than me. Right? And you also put facts out better than me. So obviously it didn't take me much time. I read the article personally. I didn't give it out to the desk. And then Amit has this very persistent habit. He keeps messaging you on the next article. Okay, Sabi, I've sent this other article. Is it up? Is it up? And so now I make it a point to read his articles and put it up. And during that course, I was working on the COVID pandemic. We were doing a lot of investigation on the role of the World Health Organization, China, US's role, India's role. In fact, we did stories that media now globally have started to do. And that's when Amit said, you know, I'm writing this book. I said, listen, can we work together on it? And we decided to work together. He's been somebody I'm learning a lot from. And I think one of the reasons why we wanted to write this book, he had his reasons, I had mine. I think the problem was, or the real intent, was, you know, there was so much of lies, so much of fear towards taking the vaccine. My own parents still today, to be very honest, don't want to take the vaccine. And as I try to convince them. If I go beyond the point, they might throw me out of the house. So I might as well not push them beyond the point. But there's still so much of vaccine hesitancy that exists amongst certain groups, right? And then there was this misinformation, then there were issues about the nature of the vaccine, there was an issue of the virus, and there was so much of propaganda that was negative. Now the worst aspect is, when you're dealing with a health crisis, and when I look at crisis not only in India, around the world, the worst thing that you can do on a crisis that you don't understand is collectively as a nation work together. And what the opposition was really doing was taking a health crisis which dealt with lives of citizens and turning it into a ping pong ball to bring down the government. You know, I'll hit this ball here, I'll hit this ball there. And I think that's very obnoxious. I think that's very crude to the citizens of the country. So you might not like Modi, and that's your right. You might not like the BJP government, and that's also your right. But for heaven's sake, these are our people. These are our fellow Indians. The amount of misinformation that was put out was actually dampening the spirit of fighting the health crisis unitedly as a nation. Even today, they're up to the same thing. Now, I've said it on social media, and I will continue to say it even on this public forum. At some point of time, Rahul Gandhi wants to be the Prime Minister of this country. How do you become a Prime Minister of this country? By attacking BJP? Or by standing for the people of India? Today, let's be very honest, at the initial stages of the crisis, because nobody understood the crisis, if they understood, it would have not been a crisis, right? We would have dealt with it, it would have been a problem. But nobody knew what the crisis is, nobody in the world knows what the crisis is, even now. Are you telling me we're out of the pandemic? We are not. We're getting there. We're slowly moving out of it. But is it over? We don't know the virus. We don't know the nature of the virus. We don't know the variant of the virus. We don't know how it's going to change. So how do you deal with an enemy you don't know? That is why we termed it as a bioweapon, because we had enough of data to put that out. So it's imperative. And the reason why we wanted to write this book was to tell the people of India, listen, this is about the future of our children. This is about the future of us. And if we have to fight this bioweapon, if we have to fight this pandemic, then we don't do this as BJP, Congress, BSP, Samajwadi Party, whatever. You do it as Indians, you do it as humans. And that is why we wanted the people of India to read the book and make up their own mind. Because quite frankly, if you don't get out of the pandemic together, you're not going to have a future. It's as simple as that. Thank you very much, and I hope you read the book.